Hey, what's up, everyone? It's crazy. 5 a.m. I actually been up for a while now. Jet lag from Iceland. Yeah, it's coming back from Reboot Hack, first ever hackathon in Iceland. Happened the second time this past weekend. Um, it was really good. Um, there were some speakers like Oskeva. Sorry if I said it wrong, but she gave a great message to the students about personal branding. Not just make yourself look amazing, but actually being amazing. For example, think about what you want to do, go for it. Getting the message out. Just really, really making it known that's what you're trying to become, and not letting anyone stop you from becoming that. So yeah, that was really cool. And then Gregory Smith, the CIO of the American Kidney Fund, also a professor at Georgetown University, gave a great talk. Really talking about, all right, here is strategically how do you map going from here to here, and at the same time, putting out a lot of concrete details about how he got to where he is, and how others can do the same. But also, you're really sending the message. You got to believe in yourself. I guess a lot of times these messages really are the same. Gotta believe in yourself. But yeah, definitely. The more you do for yourself, the more you start to believe in yourself. The more you start to believe in yourself, the more you do for yourself. So I can really see why when people talk about when you have depression or you're in a rut in life, what do you do? I've always said when you're in a rut in life, I've always equated it to you're on a losing streak. You got to get on a winning streak, and I think it's the same concept, really. Sometimes you just need a couple wins, whether it's, all right, you know what, I'm just going to pig out, eat a lot of good food, which if you're in Iceland, easy to do. Uh, Great farms, great seafood. So, bread, butter, lamb, potatoes, seafood, cod, um, fish and chips, shellfish, oysters. So, um, yeah, I was getting off topic just thinking about the food, but yeah, really just gotta, um, you know, get back on a winning streak if that's eating a lot of good food, or just watching your favorite movies, or just taking a day to recoup. Some pro basketball teams, college basketball teams, sometimes, instead of going to practice, they just sit down and just talk it out. I think Steve Kerr once talked about how, he was in a slump, so he got a shooting coach. Shooting coach said, "All right, we're just gonna chat, and every now and then just, hey, Steve, go take one shot. That's it, just one shot, and let's chat some more." And sometimes just breaking that mentality, getting yourself back on that mindset of, things are okay. I'm gonna win, or at least getting that confidence back, or at least getting your mind off of the losing streak you've been on. And I think for Olskin and Greg to talk about that stuff, I think it's great. I'm sure every student has heard that at some point, but just hearing successful people talk about that, I feel like that's really important for anyone, myself included. Um, so yeah, the hackathon was great. A lot of great speakers. I couldn't see them all. I was teaching my own workshops and stuff, and I think one of the amazing things is um, how friendly everyone was. Um, a lot of it was just they just wanted to find people to work together with, and um, they were just excited for tips on how to get better, and um, you know it was a really friendly atmosphere. And I think one of my favorite things is it's not just the students and the hackers I met. It's also the people traveling. Um, I'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, it's at the hackathon. Everyone was eager to build stuff, help each other out. There wasn't so much this mentality of I have to win or we have to win. It was just, hey, let's do what we can with what we have, and just go from there. So one funny thing is one of the teams that won, actually the team that won, Altre. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, I told them about how at British hackathons, a lot of times teams will leave about 9 or 10 p.m. American hackathons. All right, no, you gotta stay awake. All right, you're working this shift, you're staying up, and we gotta finish this stuff. British hackathons, those just kind of say, oh, it's a bit late. Let's go to the pub. They come back at 4 a.m. I have a smashing idea. They built it. They went, and it's like, what? You got drunk. You went. You got drunk, and you came back with this idea. Let's build a VR project where you see the world in black and white with saloon music. Then you have psychedelic, and then my favorite one was just, you hear death and screaming. Everything's all blood red. And so they call it zombie mode. I was like, what? What? Zombie mode? That's what happened. And so after I'm not sure how to roll that R if I'm rolling it right, but yeah, they had an idea to encourage people to save money. Say for example, you spend $1.95, they round up to two, and that 5 cents goes into into your savings account. So even when you're spending, you're saving. And they eventually added the concept of you know having this go towards the environment and planting trees. Of course, I don't know what they said exactly. It was in Icelandic, but yeah, I'll include the links to all the presentations below in the description again, so you can catch that. And yeah, Altre. If you don't know Icelandic, it looks like Audtre, except the D is weird and the E has an accent. But yeah, Altre means savings tree. Yeah, and then Kast, Kast. I think I talked about it in the previous video, but yeah, basically, my friend Thor Atlasson. I don't know if I said that last name right, but yeah, it's kind of I was still so tired when he explained it, but I remember it was basically kind of a democratizing tasks at work. For example, if someone needs to go and get cupcakes for the company or something like that, and people vote, do we want cupcakes, stuff like that. And yeah, by the way, shout out to Thor, because I've been trying to expand nationwide in the U.S. for 9-10 months now. And who would have thought I would meet someone at a birthday party in Chicago? Shout out to Eric Sukumar, who 4 weeks later I'd be in touch with this group of Icelandic students and flying out to, yeah, basically first international work trip. It's like, what? 9-10 months struggling to expand throughout the U.S. because, well, there aren't a lot of places in the U.S. that really understand hackathons. Spent 3 years building up everything in Texas and Oklahoma, but Arkansas is still a little behind, and a lot of places in the U.S. are just too remote, stuff like that. But yeah, and then 4 or 5 weeks suddenly, all right, Iceland done, and possible second one in April, or actually, I guess technically there's a second one in rural Iceland in late March, and a third one in April with Thor's friend Ayat. Some of these sounds are so hard for me to say. It's like when I tried to first learn how to roll my R's in Spanish. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't really get to know the other three teams as well, but there was Carbon Calc, Set, and I feel terrible. I forgot the second team's name, but yeah, descriptions or links to their videos are down below in the description. So yeah, the team members were great. Really connected with some of them. Some I wish I had more time, but yeah, it's a great team. It's amazing to see what they're trying to do for their country, for their friends and classmates, their campuses, and it's like I said, it's really just finding ways to give back whenever possible. So yeah, that was really cool. Just seeing what they've been trying to do, and just trying to help them out, be a part of that. And yeah, I think they were talking about using Reboot to really reboot the culture, get people thinking about trying to do more. And yeah, I think I would say, yeah, they've definitely rebooted the culture, the mindset, and excited to see what else happens in Iceland. Definitely excited to help out with that. So yeah, going back to what I said earlier about the food, the people, traveling. Yeah, the food is amazing. They got farms everywhere, and it's an island, lots of great seafood. One reason is because the waters up that far north, the Arctic waters are very clean, but as opposed to having small shellfish and oysters, as a result of having so much geothermal activity, Iceland is able to generate a lot of heat in a lot of places in the water and really farm for just top quality shellfish and oysters. And in fact, their agriculture sector, they use their extinct volcanoes or dead I don't know if those are the right words, but they use a lot of volcanic activity to provide a lot of heat they need to grow crops. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. So when you think about the food they have, traditionally they'll have stuff like lamb soup, which the lamb is amazing. Uh, Probably need to visit Mongolia again so I can compare the two. But yeah, lamb was amazing. The bread's amazing. The butter's amazing. Potatoes are amazing. They even have carrots, celery. I think they had onions. I'm trying to remember what else was in that soup. But their fish and chips are amazing. I guess how do you do fish and chips wrong? I've heard some friends from the UK tell me that it's easy to do wrong, but I don't know. I haven't had bad ones, I guess. I'm sure their lobster rolls would be amazing. I didn't do that because I figured, well, you know, I'm in Iceland. I can do lobster rolls in the U.S. And well, I guess that's a terrible reason. I should have just done it anyways. I don't know. I was trying to just eat as free as possible, which I was able to do pretty well. But yeah, it was good because it was just so cold all the time. Well, I guess it's not terrible cold, but for me, it's definitely not used to those temperatures. Winter for me is maybe 10 Celsius. That's about 50 Fahrenheit, or that is 50 Fahrenheit exact actually. And Iceland, it was regularly hovering around zero, which is 32 Fahrenheit. And with the wind chill, it felt like negative, 5 or 10 Celsius. So, it's just crazy. Which in Fahrenheit would be, negative 10 Celsius would be 14 Fahrenheit. Negative 5 Celsius would be 23 Fahrenheit. So yeah, if you want to keep it simple, every 5 degrees of Celsius is 9 degrees of Fahrenheit, just going up or down from 0 Celsius and 32 Fahrenheit. See, that's what happens when you grow up visiting Taiwan all the time. You become fluent in imperial and metric, and it's good. A lot of it's just freezing out there trying to see the northern lights and getting hot chocolate and whatever food there was. Going to the Golden Circle, there's this frozen lake, this fault line where they built a community center where you can stand in Europe and North America at the same time. Geyser, which actually we all think it's geyser, but the real geyser only erupts every so often, I guess. Storkord is the one that everyone sees all the time that erupts every 3 to 5 minutes, up to 130 meters, I believe. Then there was Goldfoss. It's spelled Gullfoss, but the double L sound in Icelandic is actually a TL sound, but not the way we would say in the US. So it's not Goldfoss. It's more like how the Germans would say it. So it's like Goldfoss. So I think that's how you say it. And then Thingvellir. Thingvellir. I might be mispronouncing that as well. But yeah. Yeah, it's just so cold out there. I mean, it's so cool, but well, literally as well. So yeah, it's good to have all that food and places like Icelandic craft no, Icelandic street food and Icelandic craft beer. Um, the beer is actually really amazing. So yeah, after about a sip and a half, I was done. Pass it on to someone else, then finish up. But at least get a taste for it. Um, I don't want to drink 2 sips and pass out. And 101 Reykjavik, amazing fish and chips. Also got a chocolate bar called Prince Polo, so good. But yeah, the fish and chips just phenomenal. And then so yeah, just the food in Iceland is amazing, and I'm glad it's just so cold. The people are all really friendly, really kind, just excited to hang out with people. And people talk about Nordic people not liking you being nearby. I mean, it's definitely a stereotype that people kind of played up. I think it's more, um, they're just not, they just don't particularly care like we do in the South in the U.S. If you're a stranger, they don't particularly care to just chit chat with about normal things. And we're in the South, it will be, oh, you're looking for this direction. I'll go this way. I'll walk you there. 30 minutes. Now you know my whole life story. And I'm sure this video you're seeing, kind of, that's how I grew up. Um, to be fair, I am just trying to talk about so many things that happen. So it's not just pure rambling. But yeah, Icelandic people pretty friendly. Um, I would say probably the coolest thing about them is um, they they're not worried about getting too worked up about things. They're pretty good at keeping perspective about things, and um, just not worrying too much. With the hackathon stuff. Oh, here's something coming up. Oh, we'll fix that. All right, great. Um, you know, checking into the hostel. Just like okay, we'll do this orderly, nice and orderly, get it done. Um, for a trip, got to get one on the bus or I don't know, just in general. They seem pretty chill about things, even more chill than the average person I would expect in the U.S. I guess part of it is in the U.S. we kind of naturally feel like we need to take charge. We're kind of raised that way. We're in Iceland, it's like, all right, we're going to trust everyone to just do their thing. So as opposed to everyone get on the bus, they need to marshal the troops. It's more, hey, just letting everyone know it's time to get on the bus, and everyone does their thing, gets on the bus. So yeah, the food was amazing. People were amazing. I hear someone in the hallway. They're up really early too. But I guess yeah, the food was amazing. People were amazing. The sights, definitely would love to go back. Um, I think in the end, my favorite thing about Iceland, I would say, it's the kind of place where it's a small island, 350,000 people. 2/3 live in Reykjavik. And after 2 trips, I still feel like there's so much to do and see. Um, I know a lot of people would prefer to visit a larger number of countries, but I really love immersing in places. Um, I mean, I guess growing up, visiting Taiwan so many times, I don't even know how many times I've been there. A million, maybe. I don't know. Probably at least 15, maybe 20, 25, who knows. But, um, there's some places you visit and you feel like you saw it once, that's enough. But other places, you stop by, you keep wanting to come back. For example, I've had friends ask me, why do you keep visiting Leeds, Alabama? Um, I mean, originally it was because, Charles Barkley was from there, so I was like, oh, go check out Leeds. But then, stuff like that key lime pie, and I was like, oh man, key lime pie. Yeah. That's why he's the round amount of rebound. But yeah, Leeds, Alabama is cool, and um, but then uh, there's just some places I visit once, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I feel like that's it. But with Iceland, I feel like been there twice now, and there's still so much to see. Um, I think that's the thing. There's just always so much to see and experience, and a lot of it is because of the people, the Icelandic people, also the travelers. Stay at Loft Hostel, Loft Hostel on that main street, which I found out from the customs agent in Iceland. Well, it's pronounced close to Legovegur, Legovegur, which I'm probably still mispronouncing, but it's not Lagovegur. It's close to Legovegur, something like that. I really need to practice that. But yeah, a lot of it was also at the hostel meeting travelers from all over the U.S., the U.K., someone from Slovakia, Poland, Australia. Let's see where else? Argentina. I think there were a couple of Arabs too. Some people from Taiwan. I met one from China. Oh yeah, I met a guy from Syria, Obe. His name is eBay, but with an O, and he looks just like Jake Gyllenhaal. It's crazy. First thing when I saw him, I was like, that looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. So yeah, anyways, met a lot of travelers. It was a lot of fun. A guy from Utah called Chip Kaiser. He's really friendly. Um, Definitely got to visit him at some point. It's just the stories he has, so funny. And yeah, I felt like most people I met, we were just there to have fun and roll with whatever's going on. And yeah, that's the hard thing about hostels. You meet so many people and you start to lose track of everyone because there's just so many of them. And then when you gotta leave, it's like, oh, I don't want to leave. But yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the best things about traveling. Stay in a hostel, you meet so many friends, and um, I mean that's how I met the the Brighton boys. And I have to talk about that some other point. But yeah, uh, I know this kind of turned into a ramble, but that's just there's so many things that happen in Iceland, so many thoughts going on. Um, so yeah, that's what happened. Great food, great people, great event, great students. Definitely would love to come back, help out some more. So shout out to Thor, get me connected. Shout out to the Reboot team, great shirt. Um, yeah, shout out to everyone I met. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing my thing here in the U.S. Some of y'all, I told you the plans already. I have in mind. I've been working on. Hopefully things go well in the next few days, and I guess just go from there. Uh, One thing of note before I get off is um, it's still just February. It's crazy to think all this stuff has happened in what, a month and a half. So yeah, 2020, good start to the year. Thank you, Iceland. Um, like I said, finalist presentations. I'll include the links down below in the description again. Um, I'm usually not one for diaries and vlogs, blog, blogs, all that stuff. Had blogs before, got bored. I don't know if it's bored, but I don't know. I'm more of go out there and do things than sit down and document things kind of person. But I don't know. This might be the easiest way for me to stay in touch with people in Iceland and elsewhere. So maybe this will be a thing. For now, I'm gonna get off and yeah, go do my thing. Just try and get stuff done before jet lag hits again. So I was about to say good night, sleep tight, everyone, but that would make sense to probably anyone watch this video, unless I have a soporific voice, which I don't think I do. But just don't make an app where you fall asleep to my voice. I don't think I have that kind of voice. And I know some of you on the Reboot team talked about something like this with your professors and your politicians. But yeah, for real though, it was amazing. I had a lot of fun, really loved it, and I look forward to seeing everyone again. Peace.